Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Hasfa with Preston Every Design. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my experience with my first vendor event that I did this past Saturday. First, I will show you all of the items that I made in the 2 weeks leading up to the event, and then I'll show you some of the footage that I did manage to capture of me setting up the booth, as well as the after shots of the booth completely set up. And as a bonus, I will share 2 mistakes that I made that you do not want to make if you are going to be doing events, as well as something that I did that drove lots of traffic to my booth. So without further ado, let's take a look. Now, normally I have these items listed in my Etsy store. However, I'm not doing that today because I am preparing for a vendor event in a couple of weeks, and so I'm building my inventory in order to be able to have enough items for this sale. So I'm going to show you quickly what I flipped, and if I do have before pictures or a video clip, I will attach it. Now, I am filming outside in my workshop, so you will hear cars driving by, you will hear the birds, and maybe even a dog or two. However, I am seizing the opportunity because Preston's out of the house. This is the best time for me to film this video. So I hope you understand. Thank you. This is a little riser I built out of a 2x6. I put feet on it using a spindle from a bed that was gifted to me by my friend Rosemary. And then here I have this tissue box that was just brown wicker that I spray painted white. And then I gave it this green pinstripe. Is that a pinstripe? No, I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of stripe this is. It's not a pinstripe. But anyway, I mixed 2 shades of green to achieve this beautiful green, and I think it turned out very nice. It's nice and bright and crisp. I have 2 more. This is just plain same feet, and then I have this one that I gave 2 stripes using the cashew paint from Waverly. Now, the way this happened was actually interesting because when I was tapping off the spaces for my stripes, I used masking tape from the dollar store, and it's actually this color. And so when I put it on here against the white, I really liked how it looked. So I decided I was going to do my stripes in the same color, and I just happened to have some around. It's Cashew by Waverly. And I didn't distress this one. I wanted it to look nice and clean. And I actually have 2 more just like it. Let me show you. 1 second. Guys, how cute is this? It is nesting risers. So one can go under the other one for storage. Now, this one, the one over here is 14 inches and this one is 12 inches. This one is a little taller as well. And for the legs on this one, I use spindles from a chair that I cut up. They're the same spindles on this one. I just cut these a little shorter. And I love how this turned out. I did not distress this, and I will not, because I do like the nice, clean, crisp look. Because everything doesn't always have to be distressed anyway. Okay, next I have this little block box that I've had in my stash for God knows how long. I just removed the hardware, painted it white, and then I did a transfer on top, and that was it. It's a nice little keepsake. Keeping up with the boxes, look at this little house. Ta-da! It's a storage box. Now, I've had this for over 3 years, and originally I don't know what color this was because when I went to paint it this gray, it was already a white, which means I had started on it and I never finished. So I think it's good to go and it's ready for sale, and I'm going to leave it just like this. I'm not doing anything else to it, but I think it's super cute. Next, I have this little basket that I painted in this green. I was flipping a desk, and I just happened to have some of this green paint left over in my paint sprayer, so I just put it on this basket. I think it's really nice. I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll probably stage it with some rolling pins. Next, I have this little spindle box that I built out of fence board. Now, I built this one a couple of weeks back, but it hasn't sold. It had just the lavender on it, so this week I added these words, Antiques Market, and I'm hoping that that will help it sell, because if anything doesn't sell within 2 weeks, I usually take that as a sign that maybe it needs something more. So I hope that this is the something more that this needed. If not, I can always just sand it off and paint over it. It's no big deal. Okay, next I have this gigantic candlesticks. Now, my friend Morgan was putting these out for trash day, and I took them from her, and I'm so glad I did. And so these were burgundy before. I do have a quick clip of what they looked like, and this is what they look like now. I spray painted them black first, and then I did the chalk paint white. It's linen white from Rust-Oleum, and then I just did a wet distressing. And I think these are gorgeous. I absolutely love how they turned out. I am tempted to keep them for myself, but I will not. I will let them go. Next we have this vest. Now, I had painted this green before. I thought it was beautiful. Apparently, maybe not so, because it hasn't sold and it's been 3 weeks now. So this week I painted it white, and I used the stencil to put these flowers. It's the same stencil. I just used bits and parts of it. And I love how this turned out, and I think this will sell better. Next we have this vest. Now this was a regular glass vest. I did baking soda paint treatment, and then I used 2 different stencils to put the design. It says fresh egg. And then I have this little sign. Now this was a wooden plaque that I thrifted for just $1, and I painted it white, distressed, and I used the stencil for the design. Now I have this deer that I had in my home for about 5 years, but you know, I don't think I was appreciating it like I know someone else might, so I took it out, painted it gold, painted it white. It was originally gold. I did the black underneath and then the white on top, and I distressed it to bring some of those details back. Next we have this tray. This is just a regular wooden tray, but I like the scallops, and so I thrifted this a while back as well. Painted it white, and then I used the stencil to put flower market, open daily, seeds, stems, and blooms. And I love how this one turned out as well. Next we have a set of 3 candlesticks. These were just regular wood. I painted them white, distressed them, and that was it. These are ready to go now. You guys, I think this is probably one of my favorite projects for this week. You know those little plate baskets you pick up by the bundle from every garage sale or thrift store? That's what these are. So I spray painted these. You never want to brush paint these. You'll be there all day and you won't get enough coverage. But yeah, so I painted them white. I touched some burlap with lace, and I put some lavender inside. Now it is removable, but I will sell it with the lavender inside. I'll just charge for it. That way it helps give an idea of what they can put inside. Now I have 4 plates, but I only have lavender in this one because I'm all out of lavender. But I just ordered some from Amazon, so it should be here on Tuesday. Next I have this picture frame that had some really beautiful details that I painted white and I distressed. Next I have these 2 planters that I've had. They've been in the way in my space. For some reason this week inspiration struck, and it said just paint them white and distressed, and I'm so glad I did because they turned out lovely. I have 2 of them. Now they're not a set, but I will stage them next to each other, so if someone wants to purchase both of them, they can. You guys, look at these beautiful details. Same with this one. Next we have this hanging plate. You guys might remember this from a thrift haul I did a while back. I'll put a clip for you to see. But I just did the same thing to everything this week. Black and then white. Look at those details pop. While we're talking about hanging plates, we have this beautiful baby here. It's 18 inches. Lots and lots of details. It looks even better off camera because you can see everything. Black at the bottom and white on top, and then distressed, and I used the stencil for the design in the middle. 18 inches. That's how big this baby is. So I think she'll look great on someone's wall. So this was a tarnished silver tray. It's really heavy. So all I did was paint it, and then I put the stencil on top of it. Originally I was going to keep this for myself as a staging tray for when I need to take my pictures, but I felt like it was too beautiful to just be in a drawer for pictures, and so I would like for it to go to someone's home who can appreciate it and love on it. And I love how it turned out. And this is the stencil in the middle. Okay, next I have this little basket that was a male. I just spray painted it white and I filled it with flowers. And that was it. Now, I didn't thrift these. My friend Morgan was throwing these away as well. So she had 3 sets of candle stands that she was tossing. I haven't gotten around to the 3rd one, but I will. So this is the 2nd set, you guys. And I know she's gonna want this back too when she sees them. Look how beautiful this turned out. They're really heavy, by the way, so they're definitely breakable. I do have to be careful with these. So I have built 4 of these. They're going to be put together using some hinges, and they are going to create a shelving system. Now, I didn't show how I built these because I don't think I'm worthy to show you guys that, but I'm going to attach a video of a YouTube creator called Ox in the Shop, and he is the one that did a tutorial on these, and I followed his instructions accordingly. So I'm going to attach his video so that you can see how you can do that. Say hi to my followers.
Hi! Going to the farmer's market.
Yay! Alright, we're pulling out. Car is locked and loaded. Oh, there's a limping duck in front of me. We have a lot of ducks in our neighborhoods. But anyway, so here we go. I am nervous and excited at the same time. So wish me luck. guys, as promised, I'm going to share with you the 2 mistakes that I made that you do not want to make if you're going to be doing events this year. And the first mistake I made was underpricing my items. This was my first time doing this. I wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't know the demographic or the group of vendors that would be there. And I ended up underpricing my merchandise. So you want to make sure that you are being fairly compensated for your hard work, because what we do is hard work and doing events is hard work. So kudos to you guys who do this on a regular basis, because let me tell you, I was exhausted doing this. And so you do want to make sure you do not underprice your items like I did. Well, the good thing is that I sold a lot of items, but I later found out the reason I sold so many is because my prices were too low. So I'm going to fix that for the next event so that I'm being fairly compensated for all of my hard work. Now, the second mistake that I made that you do not want to make, especially the rest of the summer, is going unprepared. And I don't mean having your merchandise, having the items you need for your business. I mean self-care, making sure that you are going to be taken care of. So I woke up really early in the morning. I made my regular cup of coffee and I was out the door. Well, I got there. It turns out no one there sold water. I don't know why. No one sold anything to drink that wasn't caffeinated. So let me tell you guys, I was dehydrated. It was hot. It was 98 degrees. I am down here in Texas, and if you know anything about the Texas heat, my goodness, it was so hot. And I didn't have anything cold to drink. And let me tell you, you are not allowed to break down your tent until the event is over. So you have to stay the whole time, which is totally fine by me if I had been more prepared. But by the time I left, when I was in my car riding home, I was so worried I was going to have a heat stroke because of how dehydrated I was. So the lesson I learned is that next time when I go, I'm going to take lots of beverages. I'm going to take a cooler with cold water and ice so that I can make sure I'm staying cool and staying hydrated. So if you're going to be doing outdoor events, please make sure that you go prepared to take care of you, okay? So don't make the mistake I made. Okay, so the one thing that I did that drove lots of people to my booth was so simple that I'm sure all of you guys are doing it, but if you're not, be sure to do so, and that is packaging. You know, I'm really big on presentation. As a matter of fact, my love language is gifts, but I'm more concerned about how the gift is presented than the actual gift itself. So whenever when I sell things, when I ship things from my Etsy store, my Mercari store, or Facebook Market, I always really package my items really pretty so my customers feel like they're getting a gift. And so when I did my event, I continued that theme. I made sure to buy really beautiful gift bags. So I bagged every order really nicely along with some tissue paper. And so as people were leaving my booth and they were walking through the rest of the market, people were seeing these beautiful bags, and everyone was so curious to see where the bags were coming from that it drove lots of people to my booth. And so you guys, it's something so simple. Remember, you are in a sea of people, sea of vendors, and you want to do as much as you can to stand out. Now, by all means, I'm not a professional. This was my first event, but this is something that worked really well for me, and I definitely wanted to share that with you. So be mindful of your presentation as well as your packaging. Well guys, I sure hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I mentioned, I'm not a pro at this. This was my first time, and this is how my experience went. I was really blessed. I was received really well by the customers as well as the other vendors, and I'm just so thankful to my community and you guys who support me. So thank you so much for always sticking by me, and I hope that you have learned anything from my experience, and I do plan to do more of this. And if you do want to hear more as I learn and grow how to do these events, just let me know and I will always be more than happy to share. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.